Hello everyone, this is Francis with another Forex forecast with Blue Pips Forex, and in this week's forecast I'm going to be talking about EURJPY, Pound CHF and USDZAR. I'm going to be analyzing these pairs from the monthly time frame down to the daily time frame. That's full top-down analysis, going from the larger time frames down to the smaller time frames, showing the major levels in the market, how I expect price to react to them, and where I will be expecting price to go most likely within the next couple of months, weeks or days, since we use swing trading. Also, it's important to note that when swing trading, we could be leaving pairs to run for 3 or 4 weeks. So let's get down to the video. Now this is the monthly time frame of EURJPY, and what can we see? I think I made a video on EURJPY, and the last time I made the video price was around there, and I highlighted the possibility of price coming into this high over the next couple of months, and that is already happening, like we can see. So I'll be expecting to see price complete this move into this area, but before that I want to just talk about the major levels we have in the market. So first, we can see the price started from this high. We had one high around here, we had one retest of this descending trend line around here, so I can expect that price will still come to test this area of structure once again before probably a continuation lower or a break above and a continuation higher. So we can also see from this low right here that from here we have one high at this point, we have another level of support at this point before the break, and we have this push downwards. But what could negate this move lower if price will get to this high is this double bottom pattern we have over here, because from here now we might just see a retest of this for continuation, but I'll be making an update on that once the structure starts adjusting to that. So for now, we have previous supports down here, we have previous supports here, we have previous support here, we have resistance at this point, we have resistance at this point, and we have a major horizontal level of structure that's acted as support at this point. We had resistance, we had support through this area, we had resistance, we had resistance at this point, we had support, and it just keeps going like that. So I can expect that area will once again act as resistance if price will come into that area. And what is interesting about this is that at this point we'll be having a very strong confluence of resistance, which is descending the descending trend line and the ascending trend line, which form this triangle pattern right here. We had the break adding with this horizontal level of structure right here, and we have price rejecting that whole area of structure right there. So with that, we will most likely see a situation where we have a rejection and a continuation lower. However, when price gets to the area, I'll be making an update based on what I'll be seeing in the market by that time. But for now, I will expect to see price make it up into this high at 27.41 over the next couple of months. So let's go into the weekly time frame and see what we have. Okay, so from the weekly time frame, we have this descending trend channel right here. We had the weekly break above with this candle, we had the retest with this red candle. We can see how the green candle at this point rejected that level of structure, and since then price has been rising. When I made my update, price was still around there, and I expected to see a rise into this high, and that's exactly what has been happening rather. So if we had not taken entry from somewhere around this point when I made that analysis, then you might not be looking for entry right about now. However, it's important to note that the price just gave a weekly close above this area right here, which we can see has acted as resistance in the past, and now we have a weekly close above that level, which means I'll be expecting to see that area act as support this coming week. So I want to see this area acting as support within this coming week for continuation to the overall monthly target at this point. So let's see what we have from the daily time frame. Alright, so this is the daily time frame of this pair, And what we can see clearly from the daily time frame is first an uptrend. From here we had one high, lower high, we had this equal low with this previous low right here, and then we had this level of structure around here. We had the close above that level, and this was an interesting area I talked about in the last video, where I said if we get a retest of this level, then I'll be taking a long trade, and I actually exited that trade at this point because this was previous resistance at this point, and it will not be wise trying to go above that level until price has broken it. So we had a retest of this level of structure around here, and now we have a weekly, a daily and a monthly close above this area of structure here, which means I'll most likely be expecting a continuation higher within this coming week or within this month that we are going into. So with this, we have the monthly, the weekly and the daily time frame aligning for a buy trade. So what will I be expecting to see from here? I'll be expecting to see a retest of 24.28 as support. Once again, you can see it acting as resistance back here, you can see it acting as resistance back here, and if you should go back in history, you see that area has acted as support or resistance in the past. So I'm going to expect this area to act once again as support for continuation upwards. So if on Monday I will see price come to this area as to find support, then I'll be dropping to the 4 hours time frame to pick my entry with good risk to reward to my target, which will come in at okay, so my objectives on this trade will come in at 25.35, 26.42, and the final target at 27.41. So this is what I'm going to be expecting from EURJPY within the next couple of weeks. So let's go to the next pair. So the next pair on my watch list this week is pound CHF. And firstly, what can we see? We can see that we have a major level of support at that point. We have support at this point. You can see the same level acting as support right here. You can see the same level acting as support right here, and after that we have price rejecting that area of support at this point, which means we will most likely see price make it up into this area, which is acting as support at this point and at this point right here. You can also see it acting as resistance at this point. So I would expect to see price make it up into 22.43 within this coming week or within this coming month, as the case may be. So let's see what we have from the weekly time frame. Okay, so this is the weekly time frame of pound CHF, and we can see how the price came from this high. We had price hit support, we had a wave upwards, a little lower high, higher low, sorry, a little higher low, and what we can see is that this previous week's candle completely engulfed last week's candle, that's last 2 weeks candle, and this is actually showing bullish pressure on this pair, which means we will most likely see price getting to 22.43 within this coming week or month. However, there are some negative confluences that might be negating this move upward, of which I will expect to see 1 or 2 things happen before I will be taking a trade to this high, which I'll be talking about on the daily time frame. So let's go down to the daily time frame. Alright, so this is the daily time frame, and we can see clearly that we have this ascending trend line and this descending trend line right here, forming a triangle pattern in the market. So whenever there's a triangle pattern like this, especially when it's at the area where the triangle has started compressing, it's not wise to be forcing any trades. Now you can see that this last week has closed within this triangle. So at this point, I'm not interested in buying this pair just yet, because as long as price remains within this triangle, we might see a situation where the price will just come back down and we'll just have price continue to play within this triangle pattern until a breakout will occur, and the breakout could either come to the downside or to the upside. However, I expect it to come that's I expect the breakout to go in the to go higher because of what we already have from the monthly and the weekly time frame. But in trading, you have to be reactive and not predictive. So as long as price remains within this triangle pattern, I'm not interested in trading this pair. So what I'll be waiting for will be a daily close above this triangle, that's above this descending trend line, at least a daily close above that area, or even preferably above 2002. So if I get a daily close above that these areas, then I'll know that buyers have taken over the market, and I'm going to be joining on the retest of 2002 as support. As you can see, it's acting as resistance right here. So when I see it acting I see a daily close above, then I'll be expecting the area to hold as support. Then when price will be coming back to retest this area as support, I'm going to be taking my long trade into 21.97, which is actually around the weekly objective I talked about, around 22.43. So that's what I'm going to be doing on pound CHF, waiting for a daily close above 20.05. Then on the retest, I'm going to be taking a long trade into 21.97. So let's see what we have on the last pair for today. Okay, so the last pair for today is USDZAR. So what we can clearly see here on USDZAR, first of all, is that on the monthly time frame we have a massive uptrend. You can see from this low, price found resistance at this point, came lower and made a higher high, and has come and has found support at previous area of resistance at this point. So from this area we can expect to see continuation higher. You can see this area acting as resistance here, and this is the only time it has acted as resistance because we don't have sufficient data to see how many times it has acted as support or resistance in the past. So this is what we have, and we have this area. You can see that it has acted as resistance in the past. So I expected the area to act as support this previous month, and you can see how price rejected it. Even June's candle rejected the area, and July's candle once again rejected that area. So with this I can expect to see continuation upwards. So let's see what we have from the weekly time frame. Alright, so this is the weekly time frame on USDZAR, and what we can see clearly is a market that came from this high, hit support, came up, hit support once again, and I started climbing higher. So what we can see here is the possibility of a double bottom pattern at this point. So I would expect to see price continuing into this area of structure right here for the completion of this double bottom pattern. As you can see, this is actually an engulfing candle right here, which is actually showing buying pressure in this market. So I would expect to see price make it up into this area of structure. I'll be putting a clear horizontal line there so we can have the price range. Okay, so I'm going to be expecting to see price make it up into 86.41 level of structure, of which you can see it has acted as some support in the past right here. So I will expect to see price make it up and find resistance at that point this coming week, before we'll be looking for a retest of the neckline of this double bottom pattern. So from the weekly time frame, from the monthly time frame, we expect a massive move to the upside. From the weekly time frame, you can see that price has started preparing for that move. However, we need to follow certain guidelines in order not to get trapped in the market. So I'll be expecting to see price make it up into the neckline of this double bottom pattern and this resistance at 86.41 within the next couple of weeks. So now I have my direction from the monthly and the weekly time frame. Let's see what we have from the daily time frame. Alright, so this is the daily time frame, and what we can immediately see on the daily time frame. So I'm going to be deleting that weekly target I showed. Okay, yeah, so I'll just adjust this a little. Yes, and now what we can see clearly is that from this area we had one touch of support right there, and from here we have multiple touch of this area as resistance. So you can see it, the area kept acting as resistance, and it just keeps on going, resistance, resistance, and then we had a double bottom at this point. We have a daily close above this double bottom. As added confluence, we have a broken descending channel, which means we'll most likely be seeing price rise further this coming within the next couple of months. So now from the monthly time frame, weekly time frame, and daily time frame, we already know that this price, the price of USDZAR, is supposed to rise. So what am I going to be doing here? Now it's clear that I have a double bottom on the daily time frame, that of which the neckline has been broken. So when you have a double bottom like this, what do you expect next? Simple, a retest of the neckline of the double bottom around this area here. So that's what I'll be expecting, a retest of the double bottom neckline around this area. That's the 68.44 area, a little bit above. I'll be expecting to see price first of all make it into resistance at 17.72. Then I'll expect to see a retest of 68.44 as support once again. Then at that point I'll prepare myself for a long trade into these highs, where I'll be closing preferably the neckline of the weekly double bottom pattern, which is at this point here. So I'll be taking my exit at 54.68 first of all. Then I want to see how price will react to this area if we have a daily or weekly close above it. Then if that's going to happen, then I'm going to be waiting for a retest of that area as support for a continuation upwards. So for now, what I expect will be a retest of this area as support. Then after that, that's why I'll be looking for my entry for my long trade into 54.68 within this week and probably next week, as the case may be. So this is going to be all with this week's analysis and forecast. So if you enjoyed this forex forecast, do not forget to smash the like button, subscribe, click on the bell notification to enable you get our content whenever we upload them. Also share this video with your friends. You can also leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. If you have questions, ask. I'm willing to answer your questions. So till we meet in the next video, do remain profitable and have a wonderful weekend.